video is a parody created solely for comedy purposes. I do not own Beyblade Metal Fusion or any YouTube channels similar to my own. Welcome to Beyblade Sins, the channel where I poke fun at a show meant for children. Now 3, 2, 1, let it cringe!
Beyblade, Beyblade, let it rip! Last time on Beyblade. Everything from giant spinning Beyblades that chase them down dark corridors to gangs of Beyblade-bearing enemies.
For the first time ever, one of our sins comes from the recap. Blader DJ describes these well-lit corridors as dark.
Jinga Hagane! I'm surprised to see you again!
Since these two episodes happen mere seconds apart, Ryuga effectively says this immediately after,
Well, long time no see! Jinga Hagane!
sin for the repetitive greeting.
You're not still mad at me, are you?
I'm not mad! Not me! You're just the one person I will never forgive!
Jinga responds with the passive aggression of an angry girlfriend.
Jinga!
Jinga!
Everybody arrives at the same time, even though Kyoya was shown to be significantly closer to the roof than anybody else. He was on a higher floor to begin with, and had already started ascending the stairs, while Kenta, Madoka, and Benkei were still shown to be somewhere on floor 3-ish. And Kyoya really doesn't strike me as the type to stand around waiting for them to arrive as a group. Originally, there was rubble everywhere when Jinga first locked eyes with Ryuga. Yet, for some reason, the area of the roof they're on now appears clean. Either Jinga teleported to a different part of the roof, or Ryuga patiently waited for him to walk to a more cinematic shot. Neither of which seem likely. No! The uncomfortable growling is spreading!
I will defeat you!
Oh yeah? Jinga is a liar. Look, I promise I'm not going to do this for every instance of I will defeat you or I won't lose. I just thought this one would be particularly funny.
All my training and practice has prepared me for this moment!
Listen, I adore Jinga. I would even go so far as to say he makes my top 3 favorite Beyblade Pro tags from any gen. But respectfully, what training and practice? His battles at Bay Park were solely for fun, and his opponents there weren't anywhere near his level enough to pose an actual threat. And any opponents that have given him an actual challenge weren't bladers he sought out himself. They were high-stakes rescue missions, saving Sagittario, then saving Madoka, that he was more or less forced into. We, the audience, have never actually seen Jinga sit down for traditional training or practice, unlike Kyoya who climbed Wolf Canyon, or Kenta who ran drills with Benkei. And while it's probable that he practiced before we were officially introduced to him, a small training arc or even just one early scene of him practicing a specific technique would have done so much for his character. For being one of the strongest bladers in MFB, it's kind of BS that he never goes on a training journey like so many others do.
I'm taking you down! And I'm taking back L-Drago!
Taking back L-Drago? But
L-Drago didn't belong to anyone in the first place. Though you call yourselves bladers, you don't know the real truth about Beyblading.
Benkei's bull can smash through walls, and Kyoya's Leon can create tornadoes. I think the people who really don't know the truth about Beyblading are their irresponsible parents.
The power of Beyblades have been used to change the course of rivers and oceans.
This glorious meme. But also, Doji says that bays can be used to change the course of rivers and oceans, but neglects to mention seas, the body of water actually being depicted here. And no, seas and oceans are not the same thing.
Of all the bays there are in existence, the one that holds the fiercest, most overwhelming power of all is that of the Bay L-Drago.
Say what you want, Doji, but L-Drago's only scary because Ryuga is scary. In terms of sheer unparalleled power, Soul Blaze scares me much more. Every blader is entitled to his or her own opinion, of course, but I do think the claim that L-Drago has the fiercest, most overwhelming power of all is a sweeping generalization that Doji needs to actually back up with proof.
Merci!
Oui, yes, master.
Wait a second! Last I checked, Merci was out of commission. And even without Madoka's interference, you'd think the building literally crumbling would put a damper on his meddling.
Oui, yes, master.
More importantly though, before Merci even begins to lift the stadium out of the water, the waves randomly reverse. It's only for a split second, but it almost feels like the animators didn't have enough footage, so they just said, reverse the waves for that last little bit, nobody'll notice. Well, I noticed, random animator.
A Bay Stadium!
Somehow, not a single droplet of water remained trapped in the previously submerged stadium. Ryuga leaps this distance and doesn't break his legs.
Time for me to show you the power of a true champion!
Bring it on!
Even though Ryuga is standing closer to the right and Jenga crosses the bridge closer to the left, they decided off-screen to swap sides before starting the battle. How and when did Doji get up here? Last we saw, he was level with Jenga and the gang, and I don't see a ladder or a set of stairs.
You gonna start this or what?
Ryuga asks, "You gonna start this or what?" Even though Jenga's been the one with his launcher at the ready. Blatant merchandising.
When two bays clash, normally they go like this! Or is it like this? Or is it like this? And is it?
The fact that Benkei's like thises aren't synced to when he actually swaps from one demonstration to the next bothers me immeasurably. Well, I guess not immeasurably, since we can measure it with the worth of one sin. Additionally, Benkei's third attempt doesn't actually convey how bays usually spin. It showcases one right rotation and one left rotation, which is the very rare case occurring right now, but definitely not what he was trying to demonstrate.
So you've noticed. Out of all the bays in the world, you might want to note that the only one that rotates to the left is the fearsome L-Drago.
Again, Doji, sweeping generalizations. L-Drago is decidedly not the only bay that can rotate to the left.
So it isn't a defensive type or a stamina type.
Even though the bay absolutely demolished Pegasus in a head-on clash, Kenta doesn't realize until just now that L-Drago is an attack type. And technically speaking, he only ruled out defense and stamina, so there's a non-zero chance this idiot thinks L-Drago is a balance type.
L-Drago alone possesses the fierce power to rotate left!
Spreading false information. Again.
Wait, hang on! That's... I've seen this before! That's it!
The strategy he used when he battled you.
In the American version, Kyoya says he's seen Jenga build up speed like this before, which is true enough. But in the Japanese version, Kyoya actually pseudo-quotes what Jenga said to him episodes earlier, which is a really awesome callback.
I'll take it all from you!
Sin on the American version for cutting this.
At the moment of impact with an opponent, L-Drago uses that secret dark power to absorb its opponent's strength.
Secret dark power sure is an interesting way to pronounce rubber, but hey, to each their own.
Every time Pegasus did battle with L-Drago, it actually lost some of its own power.
This is nitpicky as heck, but hey, who would I be if I wasn't nitpicky? Anyway, Doji should have said every time Pegasus collided with L-Drago instead of every time Pegasus did battle with L-Drago, since the latter incorrectly implies that the bays have battled numerous times.
Don't worry, he's okay!
Say it with me, guys. In the American version, Kyoya assumes, without any basis, that Jenga is okay, even though Jenga just got launched backwards. In the Japanese version, Kyoya delivers a line that is much more in character. It lets Jenga know that Kyoya is rooting for him, but doesn't come across as overly concerned, or have Kyoya somehow magically know Jenga's status after that forceful little tumble.
You can cheer him all you want, he's still going to lose.
Although not technically a grammatical inaccuracy, it really feels like Doji's VA forgot a word here. You can cheer him on all you want, or you can cheer for him all you want, makes much more sense.
Amuse me like only you can!
The amuse me like only you can is specific to the American version, and an incredibly odd change to make. Ryuga hasn't actually battled with Jenga before. He only knows Jenga as a witness to his attempted murder/theft, and he didn't seem particularly amused by him back then. Sin for the bizarre dubbing choice. Anyway, here's the Japanese line for comparison. Attempted murder.
Go and get a better bay from your daddy, why don't you?
Ryuga is a savage here, and I love it. He has no remorse for his actions and proudly makes that known. Making fun of somebody for their believed to be deceased father is downright despicable and solidifies Ryuga's introduction as one of the cruelest and most memorable. Ever!
Jenga, calm down!
Everybody else gives Jenga actual, helpful advice.
You can't win if you attack head on!
Your power will just be absorbed again. Relax. Let's just think of a plan together.
Then there's Kenta.
Jenga, calm down! Take it easy!
Haven't you ever heard that telling an angry person to calm down only makes things worse?
Ryuga's percentage of recovery has reached 95, 98, 100, 120, 120 and a half, 120 and 3/4.
The rate at which this percentage rises is inconsistent at best and giving me an aneurysm at worst.
He's provoking Jenga's anger on purpose.
But that's not fair!
Kenta still hasn't learned from episode 1 that not everybody plays fair.
Huh? What? But that's not fair!
Well, that was fun, Jenga.
Ryuga says that the battle was fun, but earlier he said,
You're boring me, Jenga!
so which is it, Dragon Emperor?
What? But that's not fair!
Hey Bladers! This episode was actually a lot harder to sin than most, since the majority of the screen time was just dedicated to a really compelling Bay battle. Not much to sin there. I hope you enjoyed things nevertheless, and I'll see you for the next Beyblade Sins.
Niggas only